with Benji at Osprey Games' stand at Spiel 2023.
Welcome!
We're right here. How's the show going for you?
Yeah, it's great. We come every year and this is one of our favourite shows. It's big, everyone's here to have a good time, find new stuff. We get out and get games in front of people, and it's all about play for us.
Absolutely, it certainly is. And you are launching and or demoing 2 new titles at the show?
Yes, as we have increased our range of games coming out each year, it means that our stands are more packed than ever. So today we're demoing 2 separate games. General Orders is out in 2 weeks' time, so that's my first and foremost thing. General Orders, we had our first early previews at Gen Con earlier this year. It's out in 2 weeks, like I mentioned. It's our attempt to cram as much game into a tiny box as possible.
It's almost a travel game size, right?
It's
amazing.
We're calling it like a cafe game. It's the kind of thing that you've got a lot of complexity, but you can put it in your bag and take it out with you, like on a night out, whatever.
Love that.
It's really good. The game, we think, is the world's first worker placement war game. We think. Okay. I've heard that there is one more claim that was on Kickstarter after we started development on it. I haven't played that yet, so I won't speak for it, but David Thompson assures me that it is certainly one of the earliest.
One of the very first. We got a chance to play this yesterday, and I think it was a blast.
Great.
Yeah, real good. And it's not even out for the next couple of weeks, so I might even pick myself up a copy, because I think, as you said, coffee game, cafe game.
Yeah.
Great, and I can almost take that on a plane and play it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we specifically are trying to play around with form a little bit, like seeing how much stuff we can get into boxes. In this case, we're looking at what we can do with a smaller board size. Yeah. So specifically the board itself, you can fit on a smaller table, which is great.
Yeah.
It means it's much more portable.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see the shot of really small form factor, but there's plenty of game packed into that as well. Very strategic.
The board specifically is double-sided, so it has 2 entirely different boards. One side is symmetrical, the other is asymmetric. So there's twice as much game in there. The asymmetric side is much more complex.
Yes.
As such, we're not demoing it.
Of course.
But it's nice for people to be like, we really enjoyed the demo, game went really well. What else have you got for it?
Let's crank it up.
It's another half of the game.
Let's crank it up. And David Thompson, right? So if you liked the Undaunted series, there's something here for you as well, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. David Thompson is like, he's like my guy, right? I work with him. I've worked with him for like 3 years now. He's really great with us. We love seeing what he does with designs. Specifically, his thing is to often work with war games and see what can be put into the mix of that. So Undaunted for us was his experiment of like, what if war games were deck builders?
And it's great.
This is what if war game was worker placement?
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's done great. So this is the other big one that we're looking at today. So this is Sankore.
Yes.
The Pride of Mansa Musa.
This is our big boy game for the show, and I say big boy because the demo is an hour and a half.
It's a beast.
It's an absolute beast. The table is enormous. It is honestly really dwarfing. It makes General Orders look tiny.
Matt, you could probably even go around and take a look at it. There's like a 200-meter range on these mics, so it should be fine.
It's enormous. It's a heavyweight Euro from Fabio Lopiano and Mandela Fernandez Grandin. Mandela is a new designer to us. He's a relative newcomer. He's worked on a few games, but nothing of this size. Fabio, we worked with previously on Merv, his midweight Euro. This game is, in my opinion, one of the smartest games I think I've ever played.
Okay.
It is just interwoven systems on interwoven systems. I think it is an absolute genius piece of design of systems flowing into each other, feeding each other, triggering different things.
Nice.
It is all sort of historically tied to ancient Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And you actually feel the kind of the history of the area through you trying to build this university to train students up. It's really hard to describe to people because of the sheer complexity of it, but not to scare people off, because the board itself has this beautiful Ian O'Toole artwork.
Oh, it is
makes
amazing.
It so easy to read. The board itself teaches you how to play.
Love that.
The rulebook really onboards you very nicely. Also, key point that not a lot of people know, the game has solo as well as 2, 3, and 4 player. So when people really love it, they can play it at home solo.
Fantastic. And this is absolutely your heavy game for the show.
Yes, very much. We don't like demoing 2 different heavy games like this.
So
one is enough. It fills our stand.
Yeah, the production is absolutely magnificent.
Yes.
Ian O'Toole is a wonderful designer, artist, and the production is spectacular.
Yes.
We haven't had the chance to play that, but we have 2 full days left, so we're going to try and squeeze that in.
Get in.
So you say it was a full hour and and a half for the demo?
A full hour and a half.
If you're here, make some time for that. Absolutely. And we have some super exciting news, right?
Okay, I have something that's pretty jazzy.
Pretty new, pretty dazzling, yeah.
That is Undaunted 2200 Callisto. This is my pride and joy. This is the only box mock-up that we have.
Exclusive?
This is an exclusive. So we announced this on Monday before Essen. This is our foray with the Undaunted system into sci-fi. We heard the fans who, after Normandy, were like, we love this system.
Yeah.
We'd just like to see it in a different setting.
Absolutely.
This is going to allow us to do so much with the Undaunted card system that we know works so well. We can take that into new places that we never could do with historical stuff. We're allowed to do anything because it's completely ours. It's completely our story, right? So this is coming out in 2024. I don't have very many details that I can give anybody about it, but it has the same Undaunted team working on it. So David and Trevor, they're working on it. They are very, very excited to see what they can do with the new system. Roland McDonald has done this amazing world building on it. He has utterly transformed what the world of it is, creating narrative for the factions, the mechs, for the locations. And finally, we've also got Solo in this as well. So we've been working with David Turchi and David Digby, who work with us on Undaunted Reinforcements. So we have Solo 1v1 and 2v2 right out of the box.
That's amazing.
Bam!
So, bam! There we go, news. So I saw 4 players. I was like, the Undaunted system, sold.
Yes.
That's you're making money just doing that. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So on this particular title, you say not too many details right now. ETA?
So we're saying 2024. You can expect summer 2024, but we'll see.
Still scenario based?
I can say for now, it is not campaign based like Stalingrad was.
Yes.
It is scenario based.
Like
but
the others, yeah.
We have learned a lot from how Stalingrad was taken on by players.
Yes.
We heard how much they enjoy the narrative elements of that, and you can expect to see a lot of that woven into this whole new world.
Amazing. So this is your next major project.
Yes.
Any other sneaky news? Anything else on the horizon?
What others on the horizon? Excellent segue for me.
Thank you.
So the next thing we have coming up in February, Imperium Horizons. It's our big box Imperium game. We had Imperium Classics and Legends come out 2 years ago, I think, at this point. Hit the BGG hotness and just stayed there.
Wow.
Very, very exciting. And immediately we had people saying, we want more of this. So we've got a big box. It's 14 factions. They play with all the previous boxes. So you can interplay them all. David Turchi worked out how many combinations of 1v1 it is, and it is a disgusting amount of gameplay.
Wow, amazing.
But they are all, again, very carefully, thoroughly, historically researched.
Yes.
Nigel Buckle does this incredible job of weaving mechanics into actual history. So you literally are playing through the history of those civilizations, as well as cultists and Martians, who are our spicy little additions to the game, which they really play with the form quite a lot.
Amazing. Sounds tremendously exciting.
Yep.
So if people want to turn up and buy one of these at your stand, what are they expecting to roughly pay?
So we have those here in pounds. I believe it's £25. I think it's about €30, but don't quote me on that.
Roughly that. Okay.
Roughly that, give or take.
Okay, Magic. And for Sankore?
Sankore not available for
Not
sale
yet.
until
Don't try and buy
January.
January. Okay.
January.
Excellent.
And then Callisto will be summer.
Yeah, because potentially summer 2024.
Yep.
Fantastic. Benji, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Pleasure.
Super
Pleasure.
appreciate it. And if you want to see more content, do keep checking out the YouTube channel, check out the podcast for more news on Spiel 2023. Take it easy.